Welcome to the Whole Food Plant-Based Cooking Show, where we make plant-based cooking easy. I'm Jill, and today we're making strawberry rhubarb crumble.
Grab a plate, 'cause it's the all-free whole food plant-based cooking show.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. Today we have a delicious dessert for you that's so summery, and it's using ingredients that are in season. Happens to be our rhubarb and strawberries. They are so fresh and delicious right now. So that's what we're gonna do. Strawberry rhubarb crumble. Okay, so I have my oven already preheated on 375 degrees. And this also just happens to be one of the recipes that our membership community voted on from last month. So I'm finally getting this together to get out to you guys. All right, so first of all, I've got 2 cups of rhubarb that are just, chopped in bite-sized chunks. The same with the strawberries, 2 cups of strawberries in bite-sized chunks. And this is really great. Rhubarb is such an underrated vegetable. I think it's officially a vegetable. It's a beautiful plant, but the red, the stalk of it with all of the red parts, they're loaded with vitamin C. So it's a great, great way to get a bunch of vitamin C in a dessert. All right, so now we're gonna make a little bit of a sauce that we're gonna pour over this just to sweeten it a little bit, because the rhubarb is very, very tart. And even with this amount of strawberries in there, it's still a little difficult to get, to take care of some of that tartness. So we're gonna make this sauce. So I've got my NutriBullet blender here. I've got 1/2 cup of pitted dates, 1/2 cup of chopped strawberries, a teaspoon of lemon juice, and 1/2 cup of water. Now we're just gonna blend this. We're not gonna blend it for a very long time, just so we can get it into like a sauce form, but it's kind of a chunky sauce. There we go. If you can see that, I didn't blend it until those dates are completely pulverized. We liked this to still be a chunky, chewy dessert, so we'll leave those still in pieces. Now we're just going to pour this over it. And this is great for dessert, but you could also eat this for breakfast. You pour this, a couple scoops of this over some oatmeal in the morning, or even on a piece of toast. That would be delicious. All right, I'm going to clear this stuff out, and I'm going to get the ingredients for the crumble that's going to go on the top.
Today's show is brought to you in part by Wellbean. Beans are an essential part of a whole food plant-based diet and should feature prominently in our daily menu. We love finding new and convenient ways to get our servings in. Wellbean is a tasty and wholesome way to get 1/2 serving of beans in every bar. Wellbean bars are vegan and gluten-free, with no preservatives and no added salt, sugar, or oil. Each bar is made only from an assortment of beans, fruits, nuts, and seeds. As a special deal for our viewers, follow the link in the description and use the code TRYWELLBEAN5 to save $5 off a variety pack on your first order, because life is better with beans.
Now on to our delicious crumble. So I've got a whole cup of rolled oats, 1/2 cup of walnuts, 1/2 cup of pitted dates, and then just a teaspoon of vanilla. We're just going to do a little splash in there. And that's going to help it all kind of stick together a little bit better. Now, you could do this in your food processor, which would give it a more consistent, crumbly texture. But I'm just going to use this in little spurts. I'm going to pulse it so it gets everything not into a really fine texture, but a little bit more of a chunky texture. Okay, there we go. That worked like a charm. Now we just sprinkle this on top. All right, there's a lot of crumble. We like that crumble on there. Gives you that really rich, buttery kind of flavor. Now I'm just going to sprinkle the top with some cinnamon. Probably about between a half a teaspoon and a teaspoon. And that's really up to you, how much cinnamon you like. All right, so into the oven it goes. And I'm going to start with 35 minutes and then we'll see if it's all nice and done and golden brown. While we're waiting for that, I'd like to share some background on our show. The Whole Food Plant-Based Cooking Show is crowd-funded, which means these free weekly recipe videos, along with our entire catalog of free printable recipes on our website, plantbasedcookingshow.com, and our Plant-Based Cooking Made Easy cookbook series, are all made possible in part by the generous patronage of our supporting membership community. Our supporting members gain access to great member perks like our monthly product giveaways, ebooks, and in-depth courses, including our 28 Days Plant-Based Made Easy course, where we offer a step-by-step guide to making the switch to a fully plant-based diet. So if you love our recipes, I invite you to join us on our mission to make plant-based cooking easy, and follow the link in the description to become a supporting member today. Okay, let's get back to the show. All right, guys, it is out of the oven and it smells amazing. Come on in and take a look. It is still bubbling hot, so I'm gonna let this cool for a little bit and then I'm gonna grab a plate and I'll meet you at the table for taste. Okay, guys, let's try this out. It's still pretty hot, but that's okay. Oh, look at that. Yum. Make sure I get some strawberry and some rhubarb. Oh, so hot. It is a perfect level of sweetness. The strawberries are still really tart. You can really taste the tartness of the rhubarb, but it's not too tart. You get just a hint of sweetness to balance it out, and then you get the richness and the crunchiness from the crumble. All right, guys. So come on back next week for another great recipe. Be sure to give us a like and press that subscribe button, and I'll see you next week.